Okay, I've covered a lot of insane sermons on this channel and bizarre things said behind the pulpit. This, by far, tops the cake. And you guys have seen me cover drag queens and transformers and all of that preached behind the pulpit. This is by far the craziest. This is by far the worst. What you're about to hear is mind-boggling. We cover a lot of the Methodist Church and what they do, which is crazy stuff. But this is a Presbyterian pastor of a United Presbyterian Church. What you're about to hear is it's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. So here we go. Just let's watch.
If Jesus were here today, he would be a clinic escort.
Let's make sure that we heard that. Let's just play it one more time. There's no way she just said that. And by clinic, she means an abortion clinic. Let's play that again.
If Jesus were here today, he would be a clinic escort, distracting women from the hatred of the protesters. Or an abortion.
This is so bizarre. This lady is not a pastor. This lady is a witch. Speaking forth demonic doctrine, promoting the child sacrifice agenda and doctrine. And she is, I mean, there's a fish on her pulpit. There's a fish on her pulpit, and she's a Christian Protestant Presbyterian preacher. And yet she's saying this foolishness, demonic foolishness.
Doula. Holding women's
He would be an abortion doula, she says. Jesus.
Hands and offering support and love as they end their pregnancies. And I expect he would have a stern word for self-righteous legislators who use abortion as a political issue rather than showing compassion for the people seeking abortions.
How ironic is that? She said show compassion for the people seeking abortions, but not show compassion for the baby being violently murdered inside the mother's womb. I know you guys you've been talking a lot about abortion. Yeah, we should all start talking a lot about abortion. We should expose this demonic, corrupt, wicked agenda, the most sinful thing in humanity right now. Problem with a lot of pastors is they're not talking about this stuff.
Today, on this Rose Sunday, I wanted to share some of the stories we have collected because these are the sacred stories of women's lives. If Jesus were giving his sermon today, he might also have said, "Blessed are those who end pregnancies."
No. No way. She says Jesus would say, "Blessed are those who end their pregnancies." What demon is this? What spirit is this that preaches this type of nonsense?
For they will be known for their loving kindness.
Oh my goodness, guys. I'm at a loss for words. This doesn't happen often.
I have been pregnant 4 times. I have had 2 abortions, and I have 2 amazing children.
She's coping. That's what this is all
Each of
about.
my reproductive decisions, to have children and not to have children, were sacred decisions.
Demonic.
Because they reflect the moral responsibility of reproductive power that is part of our inheritance as human creatures. Each of you
This makes me sick.
has a reproductive story. And given that 1/4 of American women will have an abortion by the age of 45,
That's so disturbing. 25% of women will have an abortion by age 45. That is so disturbing.
Imagine some of your reproductive journeys also include abortion. Blessed are those who end pregnancies, for they will be known for their loving kindness.
This is so demonic. I've honestly never seen something this demonic behind the pulpit. Please tell me there's nobody in this church.
Reimagining our theological understanding of abortion is essential to addressing the violence that is being done to people across the country in the name of Christianity. In the face of the rampant reproductive injustice in our society, what does God require?
This is if Kamala Harris preached a sermon. This is Kamala Harris preaching a sermon on Sunday. This would be what it sounds like.
Of us. Amen.
Amen. All right, let's watch another clip from this witch. Here we go. Like, don't call her a witch and be rude. This is my channel. I can say whatever I want.
Work one shift.
What is the name of somebody who's promoting and involved in witchcraft that's a female? You could Google it. It's a witch. This is what she is.
A month as a clinic escort at the abortion clinic in Greensboro.
So she's a clinic escort. So she works at an abortion clinic.
Shift. I noticed a patient arrive in a rideshare car. That's not uncommon, as many patients.
What is this guy thinking? Is he just like, What is going on here?
Don't have cars, and if they can't find someone to drop them off at the clinic, Uber it is. But as the car was leaving, it slowed down, and the man driving it rolled down the passenger window as he pulled up next to me. He was middle-aged and white, unremarkable really, until I noticed the tears in his eyes as he leaned over and said quietly to me, "Thank you for what you are doing," shattering my assumption that he was merely a driver dropping off a client. I suspect he was a dad.
This is so evil.
Dropping off his...
Guys, we're in the last days. We're in the last days. This is just beyond wicked, beyond evil. This whole abortion thing should make your blood boil. It should make your stomach turn. The fact that innocent babies are being murdered, 4,000 per day in America, millions worldwide, over 1 billion since 1922, should make you sick to your stomach, should make you talk about it. It's just completely wrong and demonic.
Daughter. I also noticed I was the only person he thanked and the only escort out there in a clergy collar. I wear my collar along with my clinic escort vest as a visible
She wears her clergy collar with an abortion escort vest on. How
witness to the power of faith leaders showing up in spaces where people are hurting, where people are being oppressed and stigmatized. If you've never been to a clinic where abortions are performed, you might be surprised at how awful the people who proclaim themselves Christians are in those spaces. Or perhaps you wouldn't be. I show up to offer a different face of Christ to the world. A female face.
A
face supportive of abortion.
The only Christ she represents is the Antichrist.
As healthcare. A face supportive of pregnant women and people having abortions. Standing up with and for women having abortions in that clinic is one way I seek to respond to Micah's call in my life.
How could you be this deceived?
Micah 6:8. It's my motto, my mantra, my canon within a canon. It is the text through which I read all others, and through which I think about what it means to be a...
Bizarre. I don't know how much longer I could have lasted listening to that. The fact that these churches exist is mind-numbing, is demonic, is wrong. This lady is a modern-day witch. She is representing the Antichrist. That is not a church. That is a demonic temple. We've seen it with United Methodist churches that are ordaining drag queens, transformers, and all of that. And now we're seeing it with some Presbyterian churches that are now promoting that Jesus would be an escort at an abortion clinic. I don't know how you get there. I don't know how you get down the road of being this deceived and this demonized. Clearly, there's spiritual forces at work. Clearly, there's a demonic agenda. Clearly, there's a demonic spirit motivating this lady, speaking out of this lady. But it's just so crazy to me that this is existing in the modern day church and how bold she is about it. And it just makes me think as Christians, we should be bold speaking against it as ladies like her are speaking for it. So we will be unapologetic. Every time I do these videos, lose partners, lose sponsorships, lose people unfollow, people unsubscribe. I don't care. This is the truth. The Bible commands us to be a voice for the voiceless, a voice for the unborn, and we need to talk about this stuff. We need to expose this stuff. It's wicked. It's demonic. It's happening all around us. It's happening all the time. We need to make our voices known. I want you to type in the comments, abortion is murder. If you agree with me that abortion is murder, type it in the comments. Let me know what you think down below. We're live on Monday night, Tuesday night at 6, and then Thursday at noon. Love and appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless.